So, this is just going to be Girl with Basket of Fruit reaction. Whether I enjoy it, who knows? Don't think I've listened to them before. But yeah. This one's for Brad. I'll probably speed up portions of it, you know, kind of not a long album, only 36 minutes, but let's just get into it. Okay. We'll see if I stop after every song or if I kind of get through them, but probably worth stopping for at least this first one. Overall, I would say I like that, and it was like teetering on the edge of grating, like the kind of music that, you know, you wouldn't want to listen to, but like not quite there. Like still, I think overall enjoyed the song. The butthole, funny. I would say I don't know. We'll see, you know, how the rest of the album plays out, but I don't know if I necessarily like the voice, or at least the way that the individual saying "girl with basket of fruit" sounds. Doesn't necessarily seem like my cup of tea, or my flavor of Mountain Dew. Better suited for a gamer like me. But that song didn't feel too long, and it was interesting throughout. Like I don't think it was hard to listen to, which is nice. Anyway, I'm gonna mute back up and jump back in. Let's go. Okay. For now, I will keep pausing. Give, you know, thoughts on the sounds, on my feelings. That one was notably toned down. Felt a lot shorter than Go with Basket Fruit. No. Felt a lot shorter than the, you know, title track. Not necessarily in a good or bad way, but for being only a minute shorter, I guess a little more, it felt like half as long. Like it felt like it was over a little too soon almost. Still enjoying them. I did like the sound of the individual speak, you know, talk, singing, whatever you want to call it. Spoken wording, perhaps. A bit better in this one. And then I really did enjoy that ending kind of like build up with, I would say almost nothing. Like just build up and then done. All right, well, let's keep going.
Knock, don't answer, only answer for your fear of God. Don't answer for the nothings else, ye.
Gonna finish the song, obviously. Unless there's some crazy thing that happens, I don't plan on skipping any of the songs, any of the tracks, any of the music. And I'm hoping for this one personally that it continues to pick up a bit, but so far it feels kind of like not necessarily a bad song, but it feels a little boring, a little slow to me. It feels like something that would go really well in like the background of a game, because it still sounds uniquely and like pleasantly anxious, but it's so far it's just I'm not necessarily vibing with it, so we will see how it goes. I'm really flip-flopping on the sound of this person's voice. Interesting, but I don't know. All right, let's get back into it.
Oh night, oh night, oh night, get away, ye might. Get off, get back, get off. Oh night.
Okay. I would say ultimately probably the first one I didn't really like. Like I said, it felt kind of boring. I did like the sound of it for portions of it. Like I said, had like a good, not necessarily scary, but like anxious like feeling to it, which was nice. Funny. Bananas. The blah, 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 blah. I can't say I really cared for that, but like, yeah, funny. I can appreciate that. And the portions where his voice had, or their voice had like effects on it, whether that was like, which side of my headphones it was in, or kind of that like reverb, echo kind of sense was notably more interesting. And then that kind of end bit, I also did kind of like the sound of. But overall, I would say that Amargi V Moo, not really my vibe, but what can you do? All right, well, let's get back into it. Ice cream truck.
Passed out and will always be passed about. As it was in the beginning, she's still passed out. You paid half already! Smile, donut. Smile and then don't. Smile and then don't!
Okay. I would honestly say I think that was the first one that I kind of really liked. Why? I don't know. I'd say I like the angriness of it. You know, how heated it sounded. It's just vibes. But no, Huh. And I even liked how... Oh, like, once again, I just keep saying, like, spoken word or whatever, but I liked how... Like how that went. I don't know. Cool. Nice. Fan. Wicked. Let me... change the thing here. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, so far, got one like. I really actually think I see that it's the shortest and not the one with the least plays, but it's down there, all things considered. But up my alley. Let's get into Pumpkin Attack on Mommy and Daddy. Longest song we got today. Let us get into the wrong thing. I guess I should also say on Pumpkin Attack on Mommy and Daddy. Also, honestly, I think another enjoyable one. I don't know. Surprisingly, the longest one, but also has the most plays, so at least on Spotify. I like it. Once again, it sounded dark, heavy, not necessarily sad, but like some sounded like all like that, and really just gave me the kind of vibes I'm looking for. You know, it's like gnarly. Now let's get into it. Let's get into the wrong thing. Let's see if the wrong thing is the right thing, actually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Charismatic, attract rabbit. Carpet beetle, hoo-hoo grub. Rice weevil, flatworm.
Not much to say there. I liked, as far as the kind of slower, more, not somber, but as far as the slower, more easygoing sounds, it wasn't too bad. I don't think I would necessarily say I like it as much as Ice Cream Truck or Pumpkin Attack. And I don't know. It also feels a little forgettable to me. Like, I don't know if I'm going to remember, or really, if it's really going to stick with me after this. And if I was going to come back to this album, which I probably will, but if I was going to come back to this album and play through it, I might not skip it. I didn't really take that into account for the other ones. I think I would potentially skip Moo, but this one I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have a strong leaning really either way on this song. So let's get in the next one. You know. Whoops. I'm gonna be honest. That sounded kind of like farts to me. You know, maybe it's my juvenile little brain, my dumb, goofy, Family Guy poop humor joke brain. But that just sounded like farts. You know. Oh, sorry everybody. Sorry. All right. Well, let's get back to it. Yeah, I mean, I like the energy. I like the kind of toned down disdain at the end of that. You know, like that. Like they're just telling someone to fuck themselves when you absolutely can't stand them, but at the same time, you understand that they've just got like nothing. Like they're almost worthless. Like that's kind of the energy I was getting at the very end of that. I like that. Still think the that like latter half of the middle, or the middle half of the middle, whatever, it sounded like farts though. Let's just get on to the next one. We got 2 more to go. Let's finish this. Another one that I'm mixed on. I'm still really pretty mixed on, I guess, the vocals. I think I've enjoyed the instrumentals pretty decently so far. Once again, except for the fart sounds. But the vocals have been really a mixed bag for me. That one I did definitely enjoy the instrumentals on, though, and that ending was just a wonderfully energetic kind of slamming and like not quite jumbled, but like jumbled mess. I don't know. I like it. I definitely wouldn't skip it when and if I listen to this album again. But I don't think I'm gonna like it. Really gotta see if those vocals grow on me on further listens. But let's get to it. We got 1 more to go. Let's get this bread.
Just let me pretend I'm supposed.
Okay. That's the album. Overall, I'd say I liked it. Let's cover Normal Love real quick. I'd say Normal Love was probably the most standard sounding instrumental. which isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. I did enjoy some of the other instrumentals more, but I think as a total package, these instrumentals were wonderful, and the way that the vocals were used and kind of ebbed and flowed in and out of, you know, the song, I think worked really well. I think the combination of these two played together way better for me in this case. So as you saw, that's why I put a little click on that before the song was even done. So that one I definitely like, and I think the 3 minutes 38 seconds good. Well, I guess, you know, closer to 3 minutes like 25, but you know, I think the length of the track was good, the sound of it was good, it had a nice somber like gentle tone. So yeah, I think that might be my favorite one. Pump and Attack and Ice Cream Truck also still good, potentially in that order. 954. But yeah, no, that was enjoyable. I like that one. Now, about the album as a whole. This isn't necessarily the best example, but it reminded me, and this is going to be somebody, I haven't listened to this artist's other works, besides obviously this album that I just listened to. So it could very well be that 1-800-PAIN, the one that I kind of got reminded of, at least on some of the earlier tracks, and then a couple of these middle ones. But I was reminded of that group in, I would say, a positive way, because while there are songs that 1-800-PAIN has made that I enjoy, I think their music can be grating beyond enjoyability, whereas this one, none of these songs made me feel like I was like, I'm this close to skipping, I am this close to deciding I don't want it anymore. So that's good. Overall, I think I like the album. And it could be that I don't have a lot of listening experience when it comes to this kind of combination of sounds. You know, like I've got hyperpop, I've listened to, you know, like I said, 1-800-PAIN, you know, I've heard Death Grips, all of those types of different, like, less than standard sounds. There was something. Let me figure out what the exact title is. Okay. Well, we're gonna do a quick listen, just a quick second, if it shows up. Yeah, we're not gonna listen to this whole thing, but okay, we'll stop it there. Let's get back up to Girl with Basket of Fruit. The Threnody that we just listened to. I heard that in college, and it was one of the things that I was reminded of, because I recommend you listen to Threnody to the Victims of Hiroshima. If that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. But I recommend you listen to it. It is very interesting. Not something I would put on, you know, I guess normally. Not something I'm like, you know, setting up, getting cozy for to listen to, but a notable piece of work. And there were points during this album that I had that same kind of feeling, but I guess in a much more toned down, much more listenable way. And that makes sense considering the theme of Threnody as opposed to this album. But yeah, I would say I would say I need more listening experience to this kind of mix of weird spoken word, like grating spoken word, with the instrumentals, and it reminds me of Threnody and 1-800-Pain, but better than both of those things, or at least more enjoyable than both of those things. I don't know if I would necessarily say it's better than Threnody, but that's a tough piece to kind of compare it to, especially if you wanted to give either a number or you wanted to give them a number looking at each other. Yeah, so glad Brad put out this little call to action to react to this album. Now I just got to give it a little type up on whatever the album website, song website, whatever that rating website is. I don't remember, but I'll figure that out. And if for some reason you're seeing this, you haven't listened to this, and you haven't heard of this, like I hadn't heard of them, I don't believe, before, I would say give this one a go. 30 minutes, not really that long. You don't have to pause between each song to think about them, or, you know, even devote as much direct thought and headspace to listening to it. You can really just like put it on and give it a go while you're doing something else. Maybe you're doing dishes, maybe you're folding clothes, maybe you're, I don't know, reading a book, I don't know. But give it a go. I don't think you will be disappointed, even if it's not something that you come back to. Anyways, thanks for checking out the video if you did. Bye.